Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am this.
Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's Log, Subdate 210423.7. We've now left the anus and are scheduling routine maintenance for the entire ship. This would include reneuralizing that Ferengi potato, because it turns out he's been licking my toilet bowl under orders for 8 weeks. Note to self, cats don't like pronouns. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or twat. Today I have 7 subjects for your viewing pleasure. It would have been more, but honestly I don't have the time to make a 30-minute, 30-subjected This Week at Twitter. Maybe 15 actually. Doesn't matter, there was so much this week, and condensing it down was challenging. So to start, we're gonna go with this video. For the sake of it, as tasty as that looks, it to me resembles someone's arteries shortly after they've consumed one of those, air quotes, burritos, end air quotes. And while we're here, my dear friend Jax, hi Jax, tweeted out a picture or retweeted it with her answer when it came to which one of these does not belong on a hamburger. For me, the correct answer is mayonnaise. Because you can argue semantics and say it is this type of burger afterwards when you've added all the ingredients. But in reality, if you put everything else on the burger, you've still got a burger. You put mayonnaise on it.
And you've committed blasphemy!
Headphone warning for those who are, yeah. Okay, so to move on from that, we are now going to address what I said I would address in yesterday's exhibition of stupid people when I spoke about James Charles, who put out a statement on Twitter earlier in the week. Accountability is something that I have spoken about a number of times in the past. In my most recent video, I spoke about and took accountability for my part in conversations I had with a few individuals who told me they were over the age of 18. As I said in that video, I can't show change overnight but will over time. Since posting that video, many other people have come forward with a series of misleading stories and false allegations, which have been reported on by many people, creators, and news outlets. My legal team has begun taking action against those that have spread misinformation and/or created completely fake stories, as this has gone too far. I'm going to skip the second paragraph because I addressed it yesterday. The final paragraph though, I am continuing to take time away to learn, grow, and listen, and look forward to coming back one day in the future as a better version of myself. Understandably, many have pointed out the number of questionable remarks he has made within this. One thing that stood out to me though was the part where he said his legal team will take action against those that spread misinformation. Hey deaf noodles, or as I've written you down here, tone deaf the fake news source noodles. I think he's talking about you. Other interesting aspects of this that I just want to point out is that Onision replied to him, James, you got caught trying to hit up people who were not legal. Taking accountability doesn't involve making excuses and blaming people who are still not able to legally consent. There is some irony here, and I'm almost certain it is 100% lost on him. He is right, it's just ironic that it comes from him. So to take a swerve in a completely different direction entirely, we're going to go to Hannah Wallen, who is one of the honey badgers, who tweeted out, now YouTube is fact-checking creepypasta readings, like they don't know everybody knows those are fiction. Seriously. I went and looked up the video, which is linked down below, but you can see in the image of the tweet, and it is in fact fact-checked with Wikipedia, which is for all intents and purposes about as accurate as having an instruction manual to cure cancer served to you by somebody who gave you your McMuffins. What intrigued me the most was underneath, because those fact checks are added automatically based on video title tags content. It had Flat Earth in the title, so the algorithm was like, oh well, better safe than sorry, and fiction stories can still be used to spread misinformation. As Hannah correctly points out, automated process is being used to penalize content that isn't even violating the rules, which means that YouTube is in fact not even doing what they say they do and are merely using a form of AI to monitor what is implemented or uploaded to the site. Have you ever heard someone say YouTube's broken? Yeah, this is one of those times. And a story to spread misinformation. It's called a creepypasta. It's fiction. But okay. Essentially what you've said there, little white cuckball, is that people will believe anything. In last week's exhibition of stupid people, I spoke about the TV series Luther, where the diversity chief for the BBC said Luther wasn't black enough because he doesn't have any black friends, which Calvin pointed out is in and of itself racism disguised as anti-racism, because imagine judging a man by the colour of his friends. Well, he put out a little thread concerning this, because he has some opinions on it, and somebody underneath decided to use racism to address Calvin's concerns about diversity, saying, I'm sure you were offended. You look like John Legend in a Lionel Richie biopic on Lifetime TV, my dude. I bet the blackest thing ever near you is your watch band. Quit trying to silence others' truths. That's her truth and you have zero dogs in that fight. What that tells me is that when it suits you, it is a community. But when someone speaks differently to a community, you are not community, you are individual. Do you see how utterly moronic that is? No one is denying the individual's perspective, but come on, this was a pretty dumb thing to say. For the next tweet, we're going to address some bait. From LB in New York City. I've never seen so many MAGA Q mob cultists triggered like this before. Boy, did my Whittle tweet about Margaritaville, whatever, make their tiny heads explode with incel rage. Tweeted from Florida. Okay. I don't know what it was she originally tweeted, I'm going to concede. What I found fascinating is, while being big brave, it didn't take long for this user to decide to then turn off replies to the tweets, right? And then to go on to protect her account temporarily, which speaks volumes. Now you can say, I was just over it. Really? It went on too long and you couldn't handle it. Something we're going to get to in a moment, because something funnier than this happened. It was all over my bloody timeline. But before that, I'm going to quickly address this tweet here. Some people really are just crazy. If you don't know what that looks like, and you can't think of anyone that is crazy, chances are it's you. So for the final story, I'm not going to tell it. I am instead, with the permission of the streamer, going to show you a clip that I have heavily condensed from 8 minutes to 2 minutes. Take it away, Irate Alex.
Shall we talk about Count Dankula, shall we, right? Last night, Count Dankula, I believe he was having a conversation with the Quartering, and he said he didn't like Nicki Minaj's music. He triggered the Nicki Minaj stance. Something fierce, right? He ended up being massively dogpiled, which I think is a little bit silly. And it was fucking insane, man. So here's the thing, right? No matter how you feel about Marcus, right? No matter how you feel about Count Dankula, whether you think he is genuinely a Nazi, people should be allowed to have their opinions about music. Hell, when I was tweeting about this, one of them found me. What is it with these fucking stans, man? And what these fucking idiots don't realize, these stans don't actually realize what they're doing. What they don't realize is that they are reflecting bad on the artist that they are defending. Here we go. So I tweeted out, I quote tweeted Dankula, because these people decided in their infinite wisdom that they were going to compare Dankula's newborn baby to a underage Down syndrome girl. Now, bearing in mind, right, that I believe that's her older brother there is a content creator himself. So they're effectively bullying indirectly an underage Down syndrome girl because Dankula said Nicki Minaj's music is shit. So, I quoted it saying, "Yas, queen!" I said, yeah, let's be nasty arseholes to this Down syndrome girl who has nothing to do with anything, nothing to own the N-word, man. Again, animals, that's exactly what they are. And along comes this bird, right? She looks like an egg. And he called me a disabled hoe. You were bullied in school. And these idiots are all having a crack and screaming and wailing at Count Dankula like his opinion is going to be forged in law and like Nicki Minaj's shit music is going to be banned for all time or something. He started tweeting his balls at them. And these can start retweeting his balls. My Twitter feed last night, right? I had no idea what the was going on. I opened it up. There was talk about the Chauvin trial and stuff like that, which I expected. And then Dankula's testicles. Dankula has been owned.
As a final thing, because we're done here, please consider driving up my engagement with the smashing of the like and the commenting down below. I also have a new video premiering over on my Moisky Reads channel, where I do readings from H.P. Lovecraft and, at the moment, Edgar Allan Poe. I will link it all down below. Please consider swinging by. If I don't see you there, have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend, and thank you all very much for listening.